you have on the phone. I'm trying to think what would be so big buttons and an easy to read display sounds like the main thing. How about hearing? Do you need them work with your hearing aids, or does that matter?
It's winning, but I managed to get by with most everything. It's I keep the wax out of my ears.
The nice thing about most phones, especially ones aimed at older folks like you and me, they will tie into your hearing aids pretty well, so you can actually use your hearing aids to hear them. Mm-hmm. I'm going to refer you to a blog called Senior Link. At Senior Link. Yeah, Senior Link. They have a review, fairly recent, of cell phones for seniors. The reason I say that instead of just saying one or the other is it really is going to depend on, how important various features are to you. Yeah. I'm going to suggest, since it's really just a phone, that you probably want something simple. Like, there's a company called Blue, B-L-U, they make very popular Android phones. They make a phone that I think is great for people with vision and mobility issues called the Joy, B-L-U-J-O-Y, $30. Mm-hmm. You can get it factory unlocked, which means you can put in or have somebody put in a SIM from any carrier. So if you want to stick with your existing carrier, you probably do. You could just get that SIM put in. And it has big buttons, I think a very legible screen. It's very inexpensive, and it's a modern phone in the sense that it does everything modern phones do. But it's not a smartphone in the sense that, you could play Words with Friends on it or anything like that. But I think this probably is your best bet. But I'll put a link into that Senior Link review so you could see a variety of phones. There are quite a few. This has become a very popular category, and I think the Livelies are very nice. It looks like they stopped making the one I like the best, which had giant buttons on it.
They're most best smartphone.
Yeah. I like, you don't want a smartphone because that's going to be much more complicated. There's going to be much more stuff on the screen that makes it harder to read. You really want a cell phone that's been a cell phone and nothing else, kind of like the original cell phones. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, you don't want to get too fancy. Now, if you wanted those kind of capabilities, I'd say look at an iPad or something like that can have a bigger screen. It'll be easier to use. You can get that functionality and let the phone just be a phone.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does that seem like something that makes sense to you, David?
We got another couple minutes?
Yeah.
I got to chew you out on something.
Uh-oh.
Actually, you and Petaluma.
Uh-oh. What did we do?
Well, I'm hearing that they are banning all new gas stations.
That's right. First city in the country to ban gas stations.
My point is this. You've heard of people being sued for practicing medicine without a license or practicing law without a license.
Yeah, you think we're practicing politics without a license?
A lot of politicians that practice science without a degree. And where in the hell do you think the electricity is coming from?
Well, I understand that, but the point is that we have quite a few gas stations in town. It's not banning them. It's only banning new construction. And part of the reason is there's a great swath of land in this town, a lot of it downtown, very valuable land, that is a Superfund site because of leaking gas tanks. Mm-hmm. Almost all gas stations end up suffering this, and these sites are unbuildable until they get remediated, which costs millions of dollars. So there's a plot of land on our main street that will never be used again. There's another one a block away. Both were gas stations. The gas stations are long gone, but the soil poisoning continues, and I think that's some degree of this. We have a lot of land that cannot be used unless some developer is willing to spend more than $1 million to remediate it, and no developer is willing to do that, unfortunately. So I'm with you. I understand we're going to need gas stations for some time to come. Maybe forever we're going to need gas stations. But I have to tell you, Dave, I have an electric car, drive 2 electric vehicles. My wife drives a Chevy Bolt. I drive a Ford Mustang Mach-E. And our electricity does not come from fossil fuels. We have solar panels on the roof, quite a few of them. and we generate our own electricity. So we're driving around thanks to the sun. Now, admittedly, the sun is probably not a very clean generator of energy, but fortunately, it's very, very far away. Dave, a pleasure to talk to you. We're going to wrap up, unfortunately. Time gets away from us. Time gets away from all of us. But I do want to thank you for calling, and I do want to thank our sponsors without whom this show would not exist. In fact, I think it might be a good time to mention our fabulous friends at Remote PC. Remote access these days means you don't even have to get in the car. Just once more, to put Remote PC on your computer at work, Windows or Mac, doesn't matter, then go home. Stay home. Don't drive the car, because you can access that computer at work anytime on the internet. From a Mac, a PC, even from an iOS or Android device. Remote access is kind of a miracle. And nowadays, if you get to work from home, that's kind of a miracle too. Remote PC makes it possible. It's fast, it's easy to use. In fact, PC Magazine gave it an excellent rating. They said Remote PC is effortless with a simple interface and learning curve, fast performance, and users can easily transfer files between local and remote desktops. Leading tech publication Tech Radar said Remote PC is the best remote access solution around. I think it's even better because it's secure. It's never been a security problem with Remote PC. There has been with other solutions. You got to try Remote PC. Very affordable too. Did I mention that? Less than $6 a month. You can put it on up to 10 computers. I use it for tech support too. Right now, even more affordable. We've got a special deal. RemotePC.com. Sign up today with the offer code Leo. You'll get 90% off for your whole first year. RemotePC.com. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a wonderful, safe, great Geek Week, and I'll see you next time. Leo Laporte, the Tech Guy.
News Radio 600 Kogo at Kogo.com.
All that online activity can mean exposing your personal information. In fact, 64% of adults admit to risking online privacy for convenience. And there's a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. No one can prevent all cybercrime or identity theft, but you can help keep your digital life safe with Norton 360 with LifeLock. This week only is the Better Than Black Friday sale. Save up to 45% off your first year at norton.com/join. Sale ends June 13th.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Hey, California, did you hear about the big vaccine incentives program? You Call the Shot California gives $50 incentive cards for things like groceries or shopping at your favorite small business to the next 2 million Californians who begin and complete their vaccination against COVID-19. Make that vaccine appointment today at myturn.ca.gov or call 833-422-4255. Get vaxxed for the win, people. It's a win-win for you and California. Vaccinated Californians ages 12 and up are eligible. Visit covid19.ca.gov to learn more.
Thanks for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is Sarah. How can I help?
I've been thinking.
What have you been thinking about?
I decided I should declutter more often because it's an important part of a balanced and healthy life.
Have you ever noticed that 1-800-GOT-JUNK has a question mark at the end of it?
Yes, I have noticed that.
We make junk disappear.
All I have to do is point.
All you have to do is point.
Can you come right now?
We're on our way.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
This is KOGO and KMYI HD2 San Diego. Live, local, breaking.
Getting set for another summit. I'm Joe Chiro, Fox News. President Biden spending the night in Brussels, where he'll attend Monday's NATO summit. Earlier today, he wrapped up the 3-day G7 summit in the UK, saying it was productive. He also talked about the G7's priorities.
1, delivering vaccines and ending the pandemic. 2, driving substantial inclusive economic recovery around the world. 3, in fueling infrastructure development in places that most badly need it. And 4, in fighting climate change.
President Biden will meet with Russian leader Vladimir Putin on Wednesday. Before traveling to Belgium, President Biden stopped by Windsor Castle for a meeting with Queen Elizabeth.
I said, we can fit the White House in the courtyard. And she said, what's it like in the White House? I said, well, it's magnificent, but it's a lot of people. She said, I know. She said, here. She said, on this end we're going is private. The public can go on the other end.
President Biden also said the Queen reminded him of his mother. Benjamin Netanyahu is no longer the Prime Minister of Israel after Parliament narrowly approved a new coalition government.
Naftali Bennett will lead the Jewish state. President Biden was the first world leader to release a statement saying he congratulated the new leader along with Yair Lapid, who will rotate in as Prime Minister in 2023. Bennett quickly responded on Twitter saying he looks forward to working with President Biden to strengthen ties between Israel and the United States. This government has a paper-thin margin, receiving 60 votes in the 120-seat Knesset.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Jerusalem. Actor Ned Beatty, whose accomplished film career was launched by Deliverance, has died. Beatty was known for roles in many films, including Network and 1978's Superman as Gene Hackman's sidekick. Beatty was 83. America is listening to Fox News.
News Radio 600 Kogo. Live, local, breaking.
In the Kogo News Center, I'm Phil Farrar. Big jump in temperatures beginning today and lasting all week. National Weather Service meteorologist Dan Gregoria says forecasters had to change this week's outlook because it's going to be hotter than expected.
Deserts, yes, and an excessive heat warning, meaning everyone, the whole population, needs to take precautions.
Gregoria says no break for the inland valleys. 90s could reach triple digits. Meanwhile, with the heat and dry brush, there is a concern for fires. Kogo's updated San Diego weather excessive heat warning goes into effect as things begin to warm up all week. Right now, downtown, 72 degrees. I'm Phil Farrar. Stay connected, stay informed. On San Diego's breaking news station, News Radio 600 Kogo.
This report is sponsored by Dawn Dish Soap.
In Carlsbad, a wreck on 5 northbound at Cannon Road. It's in the center divider. Work zone for 8 eastbound. Around 67 eastbound lanes are closed until 5 tomorrow morning for road work. At the border, it's a 90-minute delay at both San Isidro and Otay Mesa.
After over 40 years helping to clean wildlife, Dawn knows a helping hand can come from unexpected places. Dawn is proud to partner with iHeartRadio in supporting Can't Cancel Pride and Equality for the LGBTQ plus community. Learn more at can'tcancelpride.com.
When diagnosed with cancer, people often seek advice from family and friends who have traveled this same path. They'll speak about getting the right care right away, having an exceptional team of specialists, the latest technology, and treatment delivered with safety close to home. Ultimately, these are the same reasons why more San Diegans trust the Cancer Centers of Sharp Healthcare. 3 nationally accredited Sharp Cancer Centers provide the full range of care with access to the latest clinical trials and helpful support, all near the healing comfort of home and loved ones. Here, respected experts bring together the skill, compassion, and advanced technology that is the Sharp experience. The Cancer Centers of Sharp, excellence close to home. Please don't delay your care. Talk to a physician referral nurse at 1-800-82-SHARP or visit sharp.com/cancer.
This is Brad White, founder of Epstein & White and host of Retire Right Radio Show. If you're close to or in retirement and don't have a tax plan, get one. It could mean hundreds of thousands of dollars throughout your retirement. Our country has been spending like never before, and that tax bill is coming. At Epstein & White, we help build tax strategies into retirement and investment plans designed for you to keep more of your gains. Take action and call us at 858-564-8036 to schedule a retirement tax analysis today. That's 858-564-8036. After World War II, taxes reached over 90% and were as high as 70% in the 80s. So don't be caught off guard. You can retire right and on your terms. Call to schedule a virtual or in-person review. Our number is 858-564-8036. 858-8036. That's 858-564-8036. Or visit us online at EpsteinandWhite.com. That's EpsteinandWhite.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Epstein & White Financial LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Summer's here, so let AMCO ensure your car's running safely and properly before you hit the open road. For quality workmanship, superior service, and the best warranty coverage in the business, click AMCOSan-Diego-County.com. AMCO, AA-MCO.
Never paint your home again when you use Advanced Exteriors Rhino Shield. Visit advancedexteriors.org.
Laporte here, the tech guy. Time to talk computers, the internet, home theater, digital photography. We've got your smartphones. We've got your smart watches. We've got your augmented reality. We got your virtual reality, all that jazz. 8888 Ask Leo is the phone number. If you want to talk tech, I want to talk tech with you. 888-827-5536. Toll free from anywhere in the U.S. or Canada. Anywhere else, well, you can call via Skype, I guess. We've never really verified that, but that's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. So, fix me if fix it if I got it wrong. 8888 Ask Leo. That's the phone number. Tech Guy Labs is the website. That's important, because the Tech Guy Labs are where all the show notes live, and the show notes give you everything you need, so you don't have to write anything down. I don't want you to... We had a caller yesterday called in, said, last week I tried to reach you, but I got in a wreck because I was dialing the phone. Don't, please don't. I'm so sorry. Don't. I don't want to be complicit in your accidents. You don't have to write anything down. You don't have to do it. Just listen in the car. Keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road and listen to the show. That's all you have to do, because James Aruvo, who is, I think, not in his car, I would hope not, is our official scribe. He's sitting at his desk writing as we speak, getting it all up on the website. So you don't have to worry about it. It'll all be there for you. As it is spoken, so it shall be written on the Tech Guy site at techguylabs.com. That's free, no sign up. Just wander on in. There's a search there. This is episode 1805. Yes, we started counting at 1. As hard to believe as that might be. This is 1805. And I think we might have to stop. I don't know if we allocated more than 4 digits for it. We might have to stop at 9,999. But that's like a long time from now. Like 70 years. So I think we'll be all right. 1,805. When you get to the site, you'll see the site is divided into shows, and each show into hours, 1, 2, and 3. Each hour into segments, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can go right to the part you want. We even put audio and video from the show afterwards up there, so that, if you hear something, you can find it there, including all the links and everything like that. TechGuyLabs.com. That's all. I just, it's a plug. It's a plug for that. Wow, we'll talk with Sam Abul-Samad in just a little bit, but I just saw a story in the IEEE Spectrum, a professional organization for the advancement of technology, advancing technology for humanity. I probably used to know what it stands for. I don't remember. Anyway, I saw... That's neither here nor there, because I saw an article on the IEEE Spectrum, which is their magazine, by Robert Charette, how software is eating the car. The trend towards self-driving and electric vehicles will add hundreds of millions of lines of code to cars. Can the auto industry cope? Just to put it in perspective, hundreds of millions of lines of code, that's how many lines of code there are in Windows. It's on that level of sophistication. I'm sure Sam's been talking about this all along, but It's kind of stunning, and it's relevant right now because, according to analysts, the chip shortage, the global chip shortage, is being felt everywhere, but it's especially being felt in cars. 4.1 million autos won't be made this year because they can't get the chips. That's a lot. 10 years ago, only fancy cars had microprocessor control units. Today, fancy cars like the BMW 7 Series may contain 150 electronic control units. Pickup trucks like the Ford F-150, 150 million lines of code. As of 2017, some 40% of the cost of a new car can be attributed to semiconductors. The cost has doubled in 10 years. And they think by the end of this decade, it'll be 50%. Each new car today has about $600 worth of semiconductors, 3,000 chips in it. So it's no surprise. I mean, your steering is controlled by a chip. The doors, the windows, the mirrors, the seats. The climate control, of course, the anti-theft system, the keyless entry system. Even the steering column has a computer on it. That's remarkable. I'm sure Sam will address that. We're going to talk with Sam Samet, our car guy, in just about 20 minutes. But I just thought, wow, that's fascinating. And that chip shortage is felt everywhere. You know, I think Apple, now that I think about it, on Monday, Apple had a event, and you might have remembered that last week I was pretty confident in my expectation they would announce new laptops. They didn't. Even though I think they really meant to, because on YouTube, where they put the video of the keynote up, somebody made a mistake. You know, they put tags in like Apple and, you know, iOS 15, which they talked about, Mac OS Monterey, but they also put in the tag M1X, which doesn't exist. That's what some thought might be the name of the next generation of Apple chips. And even MacBook Pro M1X. They thought, whoever wrote those tags thought, oh, they'll be announcing the new MacBook Pro. Clearly they've got it. But I'm thinking that their plans to announce it, this would be a logical time to announce a laptop. This is when purchase decisions happen for kids going to college, going to high school in September. This is when people start thinking about that. So you want to get it out right now. It's almost now going to be too late. But I'm thinking they wanted to, but they couldn't because chip shortage. Chip shortage. Now, there's no shortage of Apple's own M1 chips because they bought up all the production of a big Taiwanese manufacturer. I don't think they're having problems with that. But remember, if your car has $600 worth of chips in it, more than 1,000 chips in it, just imagine what a MacBook has in it, right? There's other chips too that control all sorts of things. And I think even one little chip, maybe the chip that controls this display, if you couldn't get that, the whole thing would be up in smoke. And I think that's what happened. That's my guess. So for those of you, I said, wait, don't buy anything from Apple until after June 7th. Go ahead. Go ahead if you can get it. I don't know. Honestly, I just don't know what the plan is now. You don't want to introduce a laptop in July or August. They could. I mean, Apple can do whatever they want, obviously. Maybe they're going to scramble and have it out in a couple of weeks. That's completely possible, but I'm thinking now we're not going to hear about new hardware from Apple until September. So go ahead. If you need it, buy it. Nothing should slow you down. If you can find a car, buy it. Go right ahead. The house is coming down on big tech. This is all coming to a head. You might remember was it last year? I guess it was. All the executives of Google and Microsoft and Apple and Facebook all testified. Actually, Microsoft didn't go, I don't think, but everybody else testified in front of the House Antitrust Committee, the House Judiciary, after 16 months investigating the, quote, business tactics of companies like Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and Google. Congress has issued, the House has issued 5 bills with bipartisan support to regulate the tech industry. This all came out on Friday. One bill would empower the Justice Department or the FTC to break up tech firms by forcing them to sell off parts of their business if there's a conflict of interest. Another bill bars companies from giving their own services preference over their rivals. Yet another bill blocks companies like Facebook from buying up little companies that might be competitors like, Instagram and WhatsApp. So that's the three that are maybe going to be a little controversial. The other two, last week the Senate already passed a measure, Senator Klobuchar's measure that would boost merger filing fees for large companies. That money goes to antitrust enforcers to investigate. So they're trying to beef up enforcement. A similar bill was introduced on Wednesday that would force platforms, Facebook, Apple platforms, to make data they collect interoperable. That's a fancy word the tech industry uses to mean I can read yours, you can read mine. Why is that important? Well, so you're not stuck. So if you go all in on Google, you can take it all and move it to another place, to Apple's iCloud or to Microsoft's OneDrive. Data portability, they call it. 5 bills. All of a sudden, it's like, whoa, they got busy. 16 months of investigation. Now the other shoe drops. That'll be, we'll watch with interest. I have mixed feelings. On the one hand, the benefits of the tech industry have never been felt greater than during this pandemic, right? Imagine the pandemic if your kids couldn't go to school using Zoom or Google Classroom, or if you couldn't go to work remotely. Many people couldn't, lost their jobs. It could have been far worse. We owe a lot to tech, but at the same time, I understand people are afraid. Some of it is, they're too rich. They made too much money. I don't like that. They're too rich. Cut them down to size. But some of it is they're too powerful, and it is true if you think about it. My friend Amy Webb calls it the Big Nine because she includes some Chinese companies in this. In fact, she wrote a book called The Big Nine. The Tech Titans.